This episode of Real Ale Craft Beer was brought to you by beerdeluxe.de. It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Riedenburger Brauhaus and it's a bottle of the Dulden Sud IPA. It's coming in at 55 IBUs and 6.5% ABV. Nice looking label then, nice looking bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Again, thank you to beerdeluxe.de for sending. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. Beer in the glass then. Very typical IPA being poured out here. It is a bottle conditioned beer. It's quite a bit of sediment in there, so we'll leave some of that in the glass. We'll show you later on what the whole beer in the glass looks like. It's a one finger white head. Nice levels of slow moving carbonation. And wow, look at that. Look, it's a hazy little number, this one. It's very juicy and nice. Golden coloured IPA. Slight unfiltered looking haze there on the beer. Let's get the aroma. And I gotta be honest, I'm picking up a little bit of, especially German yeast in the beer. I would expect that really, because the brewery's been going since 1866, so it's not a new establishment. It's not a new brewery. They're basically kind of inventing and bringing out new styles of beer, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And I understand where these IPAs kind of sit in the beer world, because a few years ago in the UK, you had the regional breweries starting to brew IPAs, but they were using their kind of in-house yeast, and their yeast was kind of very kind of, well, it was very kind of fruity yeast. It wasn't like the clean, crisp American White Labs American yeast that they use, which is very kind of clinical. It's very clean and crisp, and you get a lot more of the kind of the hop presentation and the malt presentation in the beer, rather than the in-house yeast, which is adding different flavours to the beer. So now we're seeing the German breweries a couple of years later coming onto the beer scene, and they're obviously using their in-house yeast in the beer, and you can certainly get the aroma of it. A nice sweet malty bready beer. You got a little bit of that yeast, a little bit of clove in there, and quite a few nice juicy hoppy aromas in the beer. So let's dive into this beer, Dulden Sud. Cheers. Hmm, 55 IBUs, and that's a big, that's been printed large on the bottle for everybody to see. But to be honest, pick up a lot of sweetness in the beer. Nice levels of carbonation. It's nice and sweet. Again, yes, you get that German yeast, a little bit of banana, a little bit of clove, a little bit of fruit. It's very typical. It's very similar to the Belgian yeast. You get a slight hoppy finish, but certainly you get a nice kind of little bit of lemon there, a little bit of grapefruit, and a little bit of bitterness, but no way is it anywhere near 55 IBUs. It's well in date as well, 9th of the 10th, 2015. Let's show you what the rest of the beer looks like, this bottle conditioned beer, so you can actually see how quite clear this is. You're going to see how the beer changes in the glass. There you go. So it's a little bit more hazy there. Nice. I do like the creamy coloured head, But I've got to be honest, at this stage of the review, I'm struggling to find things to say about the beer. It's very drinkable, it's nice and sweet, it's bready. It's a beer which, if it didn't say IPA on it and 55 IBUs, I would thoroughly enjoy. I'd drink this all afternoon at 6.5% ABV. But as a beer reviewer, I have to give my feedback, and my feedback is that it's probably not an IPA for a start. And it's definitely not 55 IBUs. It's a real shame. As I said, it's a lovely beer otherwise, but it's none of the things that it says on the label, unfortunately. Very crisp, very drinkable. Nice bit of lemon on the back end. But next to no bitterness. A little bit of bitterness, not you know, it's you get a little pinch on the back of the tongue there, bitterness. But there we go. I'm going to rate it. And I'm going to give it two ratings. First of all, if you gave me this beer in a blind taste test, I would say very nice beer. Is it a best beer? Is it a best bitter style beer? I'd give it a 7 out of 10 in a blind taste test. But reading the bottle, reading this 55 IBUs and it's an IPA, and it's definitely not any of those things. So it's a very poor score. I've enjoyed an awful lot of the beers that have come from beerdeluxe.de. They've all been very good, very solid, but this is a bit of a disappointment. So this gets a lowly 5 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.